Hello people, I welcome you back to another lesson. And in this lesson, we are going to learn how to record macros. But one thing you must note here is that when you are dealing with coding in VBA, we have two ways. Either you manually type the code or you record it. So in this lesson, you are going to learn how to record the code. And if you record the code, everything that you record will be translated into VBA programming language. So let's start. So first of all, you create a sheet, then you go to the developer tab, then under the developer tab you see that you have record and use relative and macro security. So we select use relative reference. We have different reference. We have the absolute reference and the use relative reference, but we are going to use so let's click on use relative reference. Let's select it, then let's click on record macro. Good. So we name it as color. Let's name it as color. Then create a shortcut key that we are going to use to run the macro. So let's use Control plus Shift plus S. Then the same workbook I want the macro to store, and then you create description for it. So this is a color macro. Okay, good. So the moment you click on OK, the macros will start working. So you click OK. Then if you look at the top here, you see that stop recording is what is now what work. Click on home, then you go to the fill color, then you click on it, then that cell will be colored. Then you move the cell. Let's move the cell to one place. Let's see one. Then from there, then you can now go back to our macro, then click our tab and stop the macro. So now let's stop the macro. Okay, so now we have stopped the macro, so the macro is not working. To play back our macro and see. Now we have this cell as active cell, which is cell C4. So the moment we click on our macro, it will color this cell, which is what cell C4 yellow, with yellow color. Then it's active cell, or the next two cell. So let's go to the developer tab again, then go to macros. When you click on macros and you see that there are other macros here, so you just click on the color macro, then you click on run and see the effect. So if you click on one, you see that it has colored the active cell and then move to another cell. So you go to macro, the macro is selected, guess what, you run it so that it will work for you. So this is how we record our macro. Now, whilst I was starting this lesson, I said anything that you do here will be recorded, will be transformed into a VBA workbook, a VBA language, or VBA program language. So let's go and see the effect of this recording in a VBA programming language. So let's go to the developer tab. So Alt plus F11. Okay, then you select the macro. I think this is the macro. Okay, there is the macro. Or let's go to let's not come here straight. Let's click on the macro, and this is the macro that we just recorded. Then you go to edit. So if you click on edit, it will open the VB editor for you. Okay, so let me just minimize it for some reason. Okay, so we have this window here. Okay, so if you see this window, you see that the sub, as I said in the previous lesson, they start with a sub and end with what? End sub. And this is the object. That's the object, that's the macro name, the name of the macro that we just recorded. So we name it as color. Then you see that there is a green descriptions here. The green descriptions, you see that we have the color macro. We have, this is the color macro, that's what the description that we gave. Then there's the shortcut that we used. You see that these lines of code here are in green, indicating that they are what we call comments. When in programming language, when you talk of comments, they are additional information that we normally add to our code. But this words or this line of code will not be executed, or will not be part of our execution or our program. It just add information, or gives the reader or the programmer further information about the code that he or she is writing. So with this, you just start with a quote, a single quote, and it will turn everything to a comment. So this is what we term as the comment. Now the actual code is between this and that. So this from the width into this last section here. So you see that the color, this is the color number. Then we also have the offset. You see that it started from A2. So the moment you record it, it will transform to this code. If you don't understand this code, don't worry. In our subsequent lessons, you will get more understanding of the width and the other procedures or another codes. Okay, so we'll end here. In our next lesson, we are going to learn how to write macros. Okay, I'll end here and meet in our next video. Bye bye.